Taiwan security guard faces charges after wrongfully accusing girl of theft. Elderly American professor found dead in new Taipei apartment. Lian's granddaughter sparks controversy over memorial proposal. Police in Japan arrest man in fatal knife attack. Trump orders strikes on Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. Millions in Cuba without electricity after substation failure. Donatella Versace steps down as head of Versace. NASA, SpaceX delay flight that was to retrieve stuck astronauts.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, and here are your top stories. In local news, Taiwan police responded to a theft report at Elite 480, but found it to be a false alarm. A security guard falsely accused a young girl based on a machine malfunction. Police are now investigating the guard for false accusations, defamation, and unlawful detention. A 71-year-old former professor from Taipei University was found dead in his Shizi apartment after days without contact. Police found no signs of foul play, suspecting natural causes. Authorities are investigating to confirm the cause of death. Hu Mingzhen faced backlash after suggesting a monument for PLA soldiers killed in the 1949 Battle of Guningtou. Critics called her unfilial, but she defended her stance as humanitarian, emphasizing cross-strait unity. And in global news, police in Japan said Friday that they had arrested a suspect in the fatal stabbing of a YouTuber while she was live streaming on a downtown Tokyo street. Tokyo Metropolitan Police arrested Kenji Takano, 42, on the spot on suspicion of attempted murder Tuesday. He has since been sent to prosecutors but has not yet been charged. The victim, Ari Sato, 22, was rushed to a hospital with critical injuries after the attacker stabbed her repeatedly in her upper body and was later pronounced dead.
Witnesses and livestream viewers said they heard her screaming for help, and the stream suddenly went black. The suspect told police that he got to know Sato through her live streaming, had seen her in person a number of times, and that they had a financial dispute. Broadcaster NHK reported that Takano had lent Sato a large sum of money and that she did not pay him back despite a court order to do so. Media reports, quoting police, said Takano traveled from the city of Oyama, about 60 miles north of Tokyo, to carry out the attack after Sato announced the livestream and tracked down her location by watching the footage.
President Donald Trump said he ordered a series of airstrikes on Houthi-held areas in Yemen on Saturday, promising to use overwhelming lethal force until Iranian-backed Houthi rebels cease their attacks on shipping along a vital maritime corridor. The Houthis said at least 18 civilians were killed. Trump said, "Our brave war fighters are right now carrying out aerial attacks on the terrorist bases, leaders, and missile defenses to protect American shipping, air, and naval assets, and to restore navigational freedom."
He also warned Iran to stop supporting the rebel group, promising to hold the country fully accountable for the actions of its proxy. This comes 2 weeks after the U.S. leader sent a letter to Iranian leaders offering a path to restarting bilateral talks between the countries on Iran's advancing nuclear weapons program. Trump has said he will not allow it to become operational. The Houthis reported explosions in their stronghold on the border with Saudi Arabia, with more airstrikes reported early Sunday. Images online showed plumes of black smoke over the area of the Sana'a airport complex, which includes a sprawling military facility. The Houthis also reported airstrikes early Sunday on the provinces of Hodeidah, Bayda, and Marib.
Millions of people in Cuba remain without power Saturday after a failure of the nation's electric grid left the island in the dark the previous night. The massive blackout is the fourth in the last 6 months as a severe economic crisis plagues the Caribbean country. The Ministry of Energy and Mines attributed the latest outage to a failure at a substation in the suburbs of Havana. Internet and telephone service were intermittent about Saturday evening after power went out around 8 p.m. local time Friday.
Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel said on his X account that authorities are working intensely to restore stability to the power system. Lázaro Guerra, director of electricity at the ministry, said power was already being generated to support vital services such as hospitals. A statement from the Cuban Electricity Union said the strategy was to create microsystems that would connect to each other to gradually restore electricity across the country. Many Cuban families use electric equipment to prepare their meals, and the outage could cause food to thaw in refrigerators and possibly spoil due to the island's tropical climate.
Donatella Versace announced Thursday that she's stepping down as Chief Creative Officer of Versace, ending her nearly 30-year-long stint at the helm of the Italian luxury fashion empire. Versace, 69, took on the role of leading the luxury fashion house after her brother and its founder, Gianni Versace, was fatally gunned down outside his Miami Beach mansion in 1997. Versace wrote on Instagram, "It has been the greatest honor of my life to carry on my brother Gianni's legacy. He was the true genius, but I hope I have some of his spirit and tenacity."
Following her brother's death, and despite not having a background in design or fashion, Versace quickly became a living embodiment of the Versace brand and remains a beloved figure within the fashion industry. The 69-year-old's iconic pin-straight blonde hair and her unparalleled ability to bring together the industry's top models, including Naomi Campbell and Cindy Crawford, for the fashion house's out-of-this-world runway shows became as emblematic of the brand as its gold mythological logo. Emmanuel Gintzberger, CEO of Versace, said that the brand is what it is today because of Donatella Versace and the passion she has brought to her role every day for nearly 30 years.
A NASA SpaceX mission that aimed to clear the way for two stranded astronauts to return to Earth has been postponed. The Falcon 9 launch was delayed due to a hydraulic ground issue. The next possible launch opportunity is on Friday evening. The rocket was set to carry 4 new crew members to the International Space Station and pave the way for the return of Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore. The two NASA astronauts flew to space in June but were unable to return on a Boeing spacecraft after it was deemed unsafe.
The pair should be able to return to Earth within days of the SpaceX mission reaching the ISS. The NASA astronauts left Earth on June 5, 2024, for an 8-day mission but have been stuck at the ISS for more than 9 months, instead assisting ongoing missions at the station with maintenance and experiments. The Wednesday launch would have allowed them to return to Earth as early as Sunday. SpaceX said the issue that forced the launch to be scrubbed was related to the hydraulics on one of the clamp arms, which engineers were working to fix. There were concerns that the arm might not have been able to open fully during launch. The company said the next launch window would be at 19:03 Eastern Time, 23:03 Greenwich Mean Time, on Friday.
The answer for last week was C, counterpart. The CEO met with her counterpart in the European office to discuss the new project. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Millions in Cuba without electricity after a substation failure. Number 1, attribute. 归因于名词念 attribute, 属性特征. She attributes her success to hard work and perseverance. Number 2, intensely. 强烈地, 极度地. The team worked intensely to meet the deadline. Number 3, intermittent. 间歇的, 断断续续的. The rain was intermittent throughout the day. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. St. Patrick's Day is an annual feast day that celebrates St. Patrick, the most recognized of Ireland's patron saints within the Catholic Church. Celebrations for St. Patrick's Day are themed around all things Irish, and by association, the color green. People celebrate the holiday by wearing green, eating Irish food or green foods, drinking Irish beverages, and attending parades, which have a long history in the United States and Canada. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host, and I will see you next time.